Well, hello and happy Wednesday. Danny, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing excellent. I'm getting ready for lots of turkey and stuffing and all the things that I shouldn't be eating right now, but I'm going to allow myself to indulge a little bit tomorrow. You got big plans?
Hanging out with my aunt and uncle. My wife is 9 months pregnant right now, and so we're not going out of town to see family or anything. So, because we got to stay close by.
Awesome. Well, I am headed off to Cleveland, Ohio at 5 o'clock in the morning and looking forward to helping my family ensure that there are leftovers no more. And that's why we've invited everybody today to celebrate and kick off Thanksgiving a little bit early here. I want to thank everybody who's jumping on the call right now. Also, apologies for any confusion. We had sent out some invitations that said this was kicking off at 2 p.m. Eastern, but it was really always 3 p.m. So we're just trying to keep you on your toes. Nevertheless, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Edward Medor with Workies, and we're really happy. We've got Danny Braught from Local Media House, LMH Agency, and he's here today to talk to you guys about how to keep your customers coming back for more and not leave any leftovers around. So, Danny, without further ado, my friend, I'm going to hand the reins to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody who's joined us today. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen just to go through the presentation. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer questions throughout the presentation today because I like it when it's interactive. It makes it more fun for me and for everybody else. So I'm going to go ahead and share this one real quick. Hey, Jason and Ty, do you prefer Ed or Edward?
You can call. Hey, Ty, you can call me Ed, Ed, Eddie, Eduardo. I don't care. Just don't call me late for Thanksgiving. Oh,
awesome. Well, yeah. So we went over it as far as what we're going to be doing today is talking about leftovers no more, keeping your customers coming back for more with AI and marketing. And so as we get into it, first, just a little bit about me, who I am. I'm an outdoorsman. I am not a super computer nerd, but all of them are on my team here. So at LMH Agency, we're a marketing and advertising agency for home service contractors, helping them really to get new leads, but also come up with ideas on how you can retain more of your leads. So I love playing outdoors, dirt bikes, going hunting. I just got married in January. And like I said, my wife is pregnant. We're having bets right now on when the baby's coming. So could be any time. I've got a buddy who said that we're having a Thanksgiving baby. I love playing outside. This is actually the toilet tee off from the Plumbing, Heating, Cooling Contractors Association, as well as we sponsored a NASCAR, took the team out there. That was a lot of fun a few years ago. And we used to have a media production company as well as part of our business that is no longer part of it. We sold that piece off, but we do TV commercials as well. So as we get into today's goals are how you can use AI for customer retention, as well as different automations for that, as well as AI and automation integration and AI tools that you're able to use. Also, how to use ChatGPT for the best results. ChatGPT is the #1 AI tool out there that everybody is using these days. If you are using AI tools, some people, there's other ones out there as well, which we'll go over, like Perplexity, Llama. There's all sorts of different ones that you can be using. Gemini when it comes to Google, as well as you have what Bing has. And so there's so many more. And guess what? Meta's coming out with their own search engine as well soon. We'll also be giving you pre-written prompts for your business so that you can use those to be able to use in GPT to get new ideas on things that you can do for your business.
I think you also wrote some really sick automations that you can insert into Workies, right?
Yep. Yeah, we'll be going over those automations as well and how easy it is to do automations and Workies, because it is the easiest out of any of the platforms that I've been inside of. So when it comes to the power of customer retention, what most people don't realize is that customer acquisition cost is actually 5 to 25x more expensive than retention. So you have these customers, and depending on your business, how often they're going to need your services. Well, if you're staying in front of those customers, you're able to get them to buy a lot easier than a new customer who doesn't have any trust. So repeat customers, they spend more, and they often refer more often as well. So we want to prioritize retention for long-term growth. And then you can use AI and automations to enable customer engagement without straining your team. These are different things that we do so that way it takes away time that doesn't need to be spent on tasks by a team member, so that way you can do what's closest to the money. And then also building loyalty programs, it encourages repeat business. Loyalty programs are something that I see that is often too overlooked in service businesses as a way that your customer is essentially leaving an open door for you to be able to market to them anytime when you have a loyalty program set up. So when it comes to AI-driven re-engagement strategies, you want to use the data and automations to reach out to those customers at the right time. On the right here, I have this. So we use a text messaging service to be able to send out text messages to customers that are within your database and be able to touch them at the right time. Now, the reason that we do this, on top of Workies has automated flows that it has inside of it that you can set with based on customer interactions, time triggers. If they've done something, you're able to send those as well. The reason we use a secondary one as well is because as you're reaching out to customers, if they opt out of one part of it, there's multiple pieces to opt in. So you have marketing, which you can have marketing, and then you have all the service pieces, which is what Workies does as well. And so those you want to make sure that they're not opting out of the service side of it when they're opting out of maybe the marketing that you're doing to them. So this is an actual campaign of running a water heater flush campaign that we ran to customers where they do a water heater flush, and they also do a 53-point plumbing inspection when they come out to the house. And our goal was 50, we had 85 and had to shut it off in 2 weeks. It works that well when you're touching base with your past customers. Same thing with the furnace. Early bird furnace tune-up is what we were running for this customer. And we were able to get them to be fully booked and need to turn the campaign off in 2 weeks. Same thing, just touching base with past customers. So behavioral tracking. This is something that I don't know any field management software that's out there that has right now, but if you're using HubSpot for your marketing, you're able to do behavioral tracking based on automations of the people coming to the website. And then you can send timely follow-ups to where it says that they opened an email, they opened an estimate, they opened a link, and we're on a page. It can show you exactly what pages your customers are on. And so we use these things internally. And I know that some service businesses do use something like HubSpot or Zoho or Salesforce where you can have these timely triggers. And I actually talked with Edward about, hey, this is maybe something Workies should put in. And he's like, oh yeah, that would be awesome. So
I think it's a game changer. I use it every day too. It's amazing when you can see someone clicked on your link, they opened a file, and so I'm taking that one to the dev team, Danny.
Yep. So other actionable tips is tagging your customers in your field management system with the year of the product, and then you can run targeted campaigns. So let's say that you installed a water heater or you're out there doing service on a water heater. Make sure that your team's tagging what year the water heater is, what year the garage door motor is. So that way you can send things at a time when, you know what, if you're going to run a special and you want to run a special to do something as far as a tune-up on stuff, you want to run it on the older equipment. If the HVAC system's from 2010, based on the lifespan of most HVAC systems, you're more likely to have a new install happening based off of what might be happening. They might have R22 is what they have. And we all know that you can't really put any more R22 in because it's, I don't know how much, it was like 2,000 plus a pound last year. So that's a way to be able to get a re-engagement with the customer and still get a high dollar value out of it.
And shameless plug for Workies, we have an entire section under the customer profile that is dedicated to equipment tracking. So it's amazing.
You can put in the specific piece of equipment inside of Workies as well.
Yeah.
So personalized emails and SMS marketing, something I was just talking about on the other one, but really personalizing those to your customers. So customers are 80% more likely to purchase when brands offer a personalized experience. So you can go through and create a personalized experience that a customer is able to do. So I'm going to share a different tab real quick. So this is inside of Workies. And so I set up some different automations within here. These all come preloaded. So that way you can send it. Let's say that you want to do a maintenance text. So I just click into here and it's a maintenance text. When a job has, I'm going to put when it has a service plan and it is active, I want it to do this. Send the client a text message. It's time. Wow. It's hard with my mic to type in this type because it's right here. It's time to.
You're probably also thinking about that turkey leg too.
Yeah. Air filter. And you could just say Ed's heating and cooling.
Hey, you know what? You don't even have to do that. You click that little tag to the right, and then you can insert short codes. You can insert short codes for everything. So it's pretty cool. Business name. You could put in the client name, first name, last name, put in a link to their online booking portal, because we give all Workies customers online booking with customer portals. It's pretty
So you can do all of that right within inside of here. And so I could send this out. It's time to change your air filter. And then I could save this within a defined time after. And I could customize it to 90 days. And now it's going to send them that once it's active. And then I would add the automation in here. And then it's automatically going to send it. And they'll only be sent between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I set another one up like this already in here. And it was very similar to that. Is what it says right here. It says it's been 90 days since our last appointment with you. Just to remind you, you should be changing your air filter every 90 days. If you haven't purchased a new air filter yet, you can do so on our website. If you have something like Contractor Commerce, which is another great piece, because then they can optimize it from there, where you can automatically send out air filters to your customers, and it inserts a slide from your company. So they are a white labeled box essentially with the air filter that fits their specific unit. And then you get to put in a sale that you might have, or some service coupons or something like that. So that's a great automation that you can do right in there, and it's personalized for the customer. And I feel like you really care about them, because most of us do. When it comes to our customers, we truly care about our customers. And so if you're able to do this without having to take the manpower to do each one of these, because you have the automation set up, it saves a ton of time. So you can do dynamic content using AI to personalize the subject lines, the offers, recommendations based off customer data. You can also segment your audience. So AI can segment your customer base by various criteria, such as the service type, frequency, or behavior. Some of this can be done inside of Workies or other field management softwares, as well as you can extract your customer data and you can put it into something like ChatGPT. Oops. You can put it into there, and then you can ask it certain questions about that customer data. So that way, and then extract those customers into CSV, upload them, and be ready to go to send them out. So that way you can send hyper-targeted email campaigns that align with their needs and or their history. Another piece right here that's really cool that you can do, I could build all of these out inside of Workies as well, but I just went into ChatGPT real quick, and I said, create me a 12-month plan of simple emails that are helpful tips for people. And so I have month 1, your HVAC system deserves some love. Let's start here. And it says, we're so glad you chose Ed's Heating and Cooling to keep your system running like a champ. Start with these tips. Change your filter monthly. Keep the area around your unit clean. Got any questions or need to check up? Reply. And so I have a bunch of different ones. Safety first. What do you need to know about electrical hazards? Never touch exposed wires. Keep your outdoor unit free of debris. A lot of times I know that that's an issue, as people get debris all around their unit and it's not getting the airflow. And so it's always having just something very simple that you can put together, and so it can come up with ideas for you, and it can really help you to solidify something, a plan that you have to be able to send out content. So onto something a little bit different when it comes to new customer acquisition. When it comes to Yelp, if you advertise on Yelp, you know exactly how important it is to get back to those customers quickly. Speed to service in any field management or any field service is going to be the ultimate thing, because otherwise they're going to call the next person on the list. So we have an autoresponder that allows you to respond directly back to the customer with customized responses based on keywords as well, and also addressing the customer by their name. And so like this one here is for a roofing company. that we work with, and it says, "Hey Lisa, thanks for reaching out. We have some availability for an appointment today or tomorrow. What's a good phone number to have our roofing specialist call you?" She said back, "Wow, you folks are incredibly fast. This is the best number to reach me at." And gave her phone number, so that way you can have your CSR make the call and book the customer. We also send follow-up sequences as well, where it will, if she didn't answer there, we'll send another one 15 minutes later. Then we'll send another one a day later saying, "Hey, have you already found somebody? We just want to make sure that we're serving you best." And so we can do it in those different sequences as well. We can change that sequence up to be anything that it needs to be. And then you can also have advanced customizations to set different rules based on the time and day of the office hours. So we'll send ones at night that say, "Hey, sorry, we're closed for the night, but what's the best phone number to contact you in the morning?" We'll have somebody reach out to you first thing. And so we have different rules. Like this customer actually has 5 different locations, and so we have different things set up for each different location as well. We can have AI generated responses that we can customize the tone and the length of them. And then we can also send a custom link to book, like we can with Workies. We can send your customer booking link directly in here. So it's like, hey, you can book right now online as well without having to talk to anybody. So that's another AI feature that's great, is being able to auto respond to both LSAs and Yelp, because what happens is you'll notice on your profiles, it'll say that you typically respond in an hour, 4 hours, 10 minutes is going to be the best that it's going to say. And same with LSAs. It'll say the business typically replies in 1 day if you're not getting back to your messages fast. So a customer is going to be less likely to message you compared to the person next to them that says that they answer quickly. So that's where these can come into play and make a big difference. Another integration that you can do is GBP and ChatGPT to integrate them together. So right here, what I have set up is this is Google Business Profile Reviews, where it automatically responds back to the customer based on what's happening. So I have 3 different paths set up here. Path A is only if they're 4 or 5-star reviews. It's going to automatically respond back to them. So it's going to filter them. It's going to have a conversation with it. And then I have a little bit of a delay set up on it, so it's not automatic. And then from there, it's going to post it. So here's an example of one of our customers where it said, "Pristine plumbing was incredible. I discovered we had a gas leak at our house. They came out immediately and installed," and it goes into it more. And it says, "Thank you, Karen." So it says her name, "for your kind words and for choosing Pristine Plumbing. We're so glad we quickly addressed your gas needs." And so it talks directly about what they say. Same thing here. "Hot water heater wasn't working. Andy came over and fixed the problem in less than 10 minutes. Thanks for your 5-star review, Jeff. Jeffrey, we're glad Andy was able to help you out quickly with your hot water heater. Let us know if you have need any future help." So that just took away somebody that is sitting at your front desk that could be doing something. Can we get a full screen? Let's see if I do this. If I move this over, if it makes it so that it gets bigger. That's a full 27.5 inches of screen right there. I don't know how I can make it any bigger.
Actually, at the bottom of your page, on your screen, just look for an option that says
change display.
Change display. There's an option for full screen there.
Yep. Yeah, I just saw somebody's comments. So this is something that you can set up, and what it does is it takes it away so that way you can have them doing something more productive. Now, the other thing that's happening right here is path B is going to be if they don't leave a comment, but they leave 4 or 5 stars. Path C is going to be if there's a 3, 2, or 1-star review. It's going to filter it. It's going to have a conversation with GPT. And what this is going to do then is it's going to send you an email. So you could have it go to your service manager. You could have it go to the owner. You could have it go to the CSR, whoever you want to be seeing those. And so that way it sends it automatically to you, and it's going to have a written response, because we all know when it comes time to somebody leaving a 1 or 2-star review, sometimes tensions you get a little bit heated over what's being said by the customer. And so what this allows is it gives you a response from GPT that's going to be a little bit nicer than what some of us might want to say back to the customer. So it actually does that. We put a link in there to your Google Business Profile as well, so that you can just click on it and you can go leave that review if you want, or you can leave whatever review you want, but we're making sure that you know, and we're also giving you a response that you can put in there. And I've had people tell me that they're like, I am so thankful for this feature because it puts it together a response that is much more diplomatic than anything that I wanted to say. And so they're able to have something that they can put on there, and then they can also go back into their workies or their field management system to be able to contact that customer and come up with a solution to get that customer to change their rating, which we have happened all the time, is to get that rating changed by contacting the customer. So let's see. So how to get the best results or get the best responses when working with ChatGPT. So I don't know how many people are using ChatGPT right now, but ChatGPT is my pretty much go-to. You also, like I said, you have a lot of other options out there like Perplexity, as well as Bing has their own answers. Google has Gemini and has its answers. I really enjoy working with ChatGPT, and I was trying to find some answers earlier when I was testing this out on how I could make sure that the audio went through. I went to Google and it gave me about 50 different links that were too hard to go through. So I went to GPT and I said, hey, can you help me out with how I get the audio? And it gave it to me in about 2 lines and answered my question. I was able to move on. So making sure that you get the best response is going to be based on having clear and specific questions. You want to make sure that you're putting in a clear and specific question for it. If you can give it more context or background information on what you're looking for, that's going to help it out as well. So if you tell it who you are, what you're doing, I have an example that I normally pull up about how I was going on a vacation. Well, I was going on my honeymoon to Hawaii, and I came home at like 6 o'clock. I didn't want to put together a packing list and didn't want to forget anything. So I went in and said, I'm a guy in his mid-30s who's going on a 10-day trip to Hawaii. I'm going to go golfing, but I'm not going to bring my golf clubs, only my golf shoes. And I'm going to 2 nice dinners where I need a collared shirt. Can you make me a packing list? And it made me an entire packing list of everything that I needed. And included stuff that was miscellaneous that I might not have thought of. So it did an amazing job on that for me. And because I gave it background information of who I was, I gave it context of what I was doing. And then depending on what you're working on, if you give it examples, you can upload pictures inside of there. You can upload spreadsheets. You can upload all of that information to give it examples of what you're looking for, and then let it know the desired format that you want out of it. So like with this email sequence that I did, I told it exactly what I wanted, and I said that I wanted it to give it back to me in a CSV format. So that way I had it already in a spreadsheet, and I could put it into Google Sheets. So I could just pull it up right now like I did for you. I asked for it to be in a CSV. I also told it the tone that I wanted the emails to be written in. I wanted them to be in a friendly tone coming to a customer. And so I let it know that I wanted it to feel friendly, and I wanted it to give it advice and tips and not be over salesy, is what I put in there. Having your goals and objectives lined out for what you want, giving it constraints. Like I said in the example about that I'm going to go golfing. Well, if I didn't tell it that I wasn't going to bring my golf clubs, it would have told me to bring my golf clubs. I said I was only going to bring my golf shoes. So it knew that to put that on the packing list and not put my golf clubs. Any preferences that you have as well. And then you can ask it follow-up questions. Asking follow-up questions is a great way to be able to get even better information based off of what you did. And it's going to continue that conversation because it's updating its memory as you go along. People ask me all the time about security issues. There is a little bit of a security issue on some of it, but you don't want to put anything that is, what's the word that I'm looking for? You don't want to put anything in there that is proprietary or something that you wouldn't talk about in front of other people. But you can, most of it's going to keep it all private because you're on your own separate one. Somebody else isn't going to be able to search your history of what you did on there. So don't worry about that. So what it's useful for, these engines are great for putting together standard operating procedures, position agreements. So when I say a position agreement, I'm talking about what most people call a job description. We do position agreements, and a position agreement is going over what your responsibilities are of the job, but then I'm also having our team members sign on it as well so that they are responsible and accountable for what their job description is. Putting a loyalty program together. I did this earlier today. And I have one that I was going to share real quick. Let me pull it up. So I put together one for a roofing company of how they could have a loyalty program. Free annual roof inspections. Non-members, Roof Shield members get it. No service call fees ever. This is something that happens in different places in the States, and other ones don't. So just depending on your area, if you do service call fees, you get priority emergency repair and storm damage. And so I put it together and I wanted it to look like this. I copied this out of GPT. Exclusive membership discounts, double warranty, refer a neighbor, you get a bonus, seasonal gutter clean out service, exclusive offers, $100 service credit on their membership anniversary date. So if they need a repair done, they get that, and complimentary roof maintenance tips in a newsletter. They also get $5 service call. $5 of service call is donated to a local charity. Put together what it would be, what an annual fee would be. And so I put this together as an example of how you can put together a care club essentially for their roof. Or if you're doing plumbing maintenance, you could be doing locksmith, garage doors, any of those. Having a maintenance club or a loyalty program is very important, because those customers are then giving you an opportunity to be able to market to them again. And also it creates recurring revenue. And I like recurring revenue. It works great for every single business, because when you're paying salaries to people and you have overhead that you have to pay, if you know that that money's coming in, it's great for you. And you also get your foot in the door into all of those homes to be able to find out if they have something. You're the first person they're going to think of. And then you get your foot in the door, so that way you can be able to make more sales. You can do QA checklist, monthly revenue goal planning, training curriculum, and remote onboarding. I've put together entire training curriculums based off of this. You can do customer support chatbots. A lot of them are based off of LLMs. So LLM is what ChatGPT is. It's a large language model. You can do frequently asked questions and knowledge bases, multilingual support, appointment scheduling, and reminders. And you can even put your sales scripts in there and have it help you out with your sales script to make it better as well. What is it? Other things that is useful for in marketing? Doing marketing strategy outlines and ideas, creating drip email ideas and creation. That's what I was showing earlier. I did all of that as an example here, so that's why it's linked there. Press releases. You can put together press releases like this, where I put together an entire press release. This was back in January when I was speaking about how to use ChatGPT for plumbers. And we put together a press release as an example, and it puts it into the correct press release format as well. And press releases are a great way to get backlinks. They're also a great way to put out information. If you're opening a new location, put out a press release. And so that way you can get it picked up by local news sources, so you can get the backlinks and get your company out there even more. Social media ideas and content. You can come up with some awesome content ideas using this as well. Blogs, web pages, keyword research, and then responding to reviews like I was talking about earlier. We're using GPT to respond to those reviews and have human-like conversations. Other things, idea generation, team events. We've used this to come up with ideas for our team. If you're looking for icebreakers, as you have new people starting and you want to have icebreaker game to play with your team members so they can get to know somebody new that's going to be there. If you're having trouble coming up with your core values, have it give you some core values. Mission statements, job postings, website content, marketing campaigns, even new drink ideas. You're like, hey, I've only got orange juice and I have vodka and I have something else in my fridge. What kind of drink can I make? Well, you could do these, and if you added this, you can make this drink. So you can come up with those. I also have a lady who, when I did this presentation, she tells me every single time I see her about the new recipes that she makes based off of using GPT. You can have it come up with jokes. I use it as a search engine, and I recommend that everybody try to use it at least once a week to get used to it, because it is the way of the future is going to be these LLMs. I don't know if it's going to be ChatGPT that's going to be the one that's like a Google, but I do know that the DOJ is coming after Google right now and going to be trying to get them to sell off Chrome. And so search is going to change. And these are what I would consider answer engines. So we're doing SEO right now, which is search engine optimization. And what we've started doing here as well is answer engine optimization. We want to make sure that we're giving it good, concise answers to the questions that people are looking for. And so you could do that through using GPT. Another great tool out there that uses AI is Zero. So Zero is a sales coaching tool that records, transcribes, and analyzes field sales conversations, showing the reps and the leadership where they can work on in their sales pitch, as well as missed opportunities that they have. If somebody's not asking for reviews, it'll show up that they only ask for reviews 40% of the time. Well, we want to get that. We want to get that up. Are they not selling the loyalty program? You'll be able to see that because it records all of these and then it gives feedback. On top of that, what you can also do is you can have it with maintenance programs. And what was I going to say? Oh, you could pull out different things. So let's say that there's an objection that your team has been having a hard time coming over, but your top rep, you're able to have all of those out. He can star different objections that he's got, and then that goes in and it goes to everybody inside the team so that they can see and they can listen to how he overcame these objections. And so you can use that to take it and pass it across instead of always having to be in the field and people listening to it. You have all of those. Most states are all one-party consent. There is, I want to say 9 or 10 states out there that are two-party consent. But what you do to get around that also is when the first call comes in, instead of just saying this phone call is going to be recorded, what you can do is you can say all interactions with our business are recorded for training and security purposes. And so that way people know that they are being recorded on every single thing that you do. And it's for safety. And so if you want to, you can schedule a demo with Spencer. He can go through all of Zero. It is an absolutely incredible tool. If you scan this, it'll go directly to his calendar and you'll be able to book one directly through there. Can Workies work with Zero or do I have to download the calls first?
I think that it may be possible through a Zapier connection to work with Zero, but we do not have a native integration in place right now. The year of 2025 is the year of integration. So sit back. We've got a lot coming there. So I don't know that it's actually on the roadmap right now, Sean, but it's so easy with our open API infrastructure. It's just, unfortunately, right now, we're kind of like, take a number because everybody wants to do integration with us. And, if they need support, we've even had some, third-party software applications that just take our API information and build their own. But if you're looking for us to do testing and make sure that it's something that's seamlessly built into our platform, that takes a little bit more time.
I feel like I remember him saying that it was coming down when I talked to Spencer, that it was possibly coming down the pipeline. So, yeah. So this is a great tool. Highly recommend it. Because if you've had any team that's out there and you don't know what they're saying, and guess what? Also, when a customer brings it up that, hey, they said that they were going to change out the filters and it came for free with this. Well, guess what? You have an entire recording of it now, and you can say, well, we'll go ahead and listen to it. Like I said, everything is recorded, and then you have it there, and you don't have to be rude about it, but you can say, hey, we can go back and check. And if that's what it is, we will absolutely honor it.
And that is so vital. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. That's one of the best features of our phone platform is that we are constantly listening and transcribing, storing all of those calls directly into the cloud. Heck, some people switch to Workies just for the phone system alone. They love it so much.
Yeah.
So, that is definitely, big stuff for a service company. Eliminate all of those he said, she said types of situations.
Exactly. And that is, next one is wearables. So there's wearables as well. If you haven't seen the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, they're awesome. A few guys in our office have them. So they have a camera built into them, and you can ask Meta, hey, what am I looking at? One of our guys was using it while we were at a conference. They looked at our booth and he said, hey, Meta, what am I looking at? You're looking at a trade show booth for a local media house, also known as LMH Agency. They do marketing for home service companies, and here's the services that they offer. And it went through talking all about us. And so it has built-in headphones right here next to the ears. The other cool thing that we did while we were there was I told him, hey, call me on WhatsApp, because they're connected through WhatsApp. He called me on WhatsApp, live streamed from there, and then he went over towards the fire hydrant. And I'd given it to a plumber who was standing next to me, and they looked at the phone, and he goes, all right, now I have both my hands free because I'm live streaming from my glasses. And he said, what would I do to fix this piece? And so you can see both of his hands. You could see exactly what was in front of him. And so if you have a new team member that's in the field, let's say that you're a locksmith, and they're like, hey, I haven't seen this lock before, I'm trying to figure out what to do. They can live stream from those glasses directly back to you while you're sitting in the office, and you can help them out without trying to hold a phone and show each different piece. They can go through fixing it, which is really nice as well. Then you have the Plod Note Pen. I actually have one of those right here. This is the watch of it, the watch piece, but it comes with all these different ones. And so I just press this once, and then it starts recording. And then I hold it for 8 seconds, and it stops the recording. And then on my app, on my phone, what it does is it gives me a recording. It gives me a transcription. It gives me a summary with action points based on what we talked about. And it also does a mind map. So it's really cool. It gives me a mind map of the entire conversation. And so that way, when I go and I'm meeting in person, I'm not forgetting anything. I have it all stored right here. And these actually connect directly with Chat GPT, as well as Claude. And so that way you can take those transcriptions, and then you can create action plans out of them. And then from there, I can automate anything as well. So it's really cool what you can do with that. We got them in just a couple weeks ago. They were on pre-order, and I just got mine. And so I wore it on my wrist the other day to an in-person meeting, and it gave me an entire breakdown of this, and summary of everything that I needed to do based on the meeting that I had with one of our customers. Compass is another one like that. They have a necklace currently. The thing that I like more about the Plod, it's about $50 more expensive, but like right here, this is a magnet. And so I can take it out of the little watch really easy. And then this piece comes off on the back, and it just magnets. I could put it on my shirt. I could put it anywhere, as well as it has a little clip, and it has a necklace, but I don't really see myself wearing the necklace and having it hang down. So those are some wearables that are coming out. As we continue to move deeper into AI, there's going to be more pieces coming out. Like Meta has another pair of glasses called the Orions. One of my good buddies who's high up there told me that it's not going to be coming out for about 3 years, because if they put them out right now, it would be $10,000 for a pair of glasses. And they're full augmented reality. You wear something on your wrist and you have the glasses on. You can go through YouTube. You can go through your Facebook. You can do everything right in front of you just by moving your hand. And it's all inside the glass. So it's really cool. Another thing when it comes to AI is the voice and chat bots. So you have different chat bots that you can put onto your website so that it can chat directly with customers. You can teach them about it, or you can teach the AI so that it knows everything about your business. And so right here it's called Answer Genius, correct?
Yeah, Genius Answer.
Answer. And so I made a phone call the other day and called Ed's Heating and Plumbing. And so I actually made a video of it.
Greatest. No, we don't do plumbing yet. You're going to find that out in a minute.
Yeah.
I am a virtual assistant for Ed's Heating Cooling. How can I help you today?
Hey, Jessica, I need to have my HVAC unit looked at.
Can I get your full name for the appointment?
Danny Braught, Braught.
Can I get your phone number to proceed with the booking?
214-683-8317.
And could you provide your full address, including the city, state, and zip code?
6404 Nutwood Circle, Dallas, Texas, 75252.
Thank you. Could you please let me know what type of service you need for your HVAC unit?
I'm not sure. It's not working correctly right now, though.
I figured most people don't know the exact
schedule
service they
an
need.
HVAC repair appointment for you. How does Friday, November 22nd at 9 a.m. sound?
Do you have anything available on Thursday?
The earliest available time on Thursday, November 21st is at 9 a.m. Would that work for you?
Yeah, or if you have time available this afternoon, I could be home for that too.
I just kept trying to ask some more questions to see what it would do.
Appointments can only be scheduled from tomorrow onward. Shall I go ahead and book you for Thursday, November 21st at 9 a.m.?
Yeah, that'd be great.
She went back for the close, getting the appointment scheduled.
I will book the appointment for Thursday, November 21st at 9 a.m. for an HVAC repair at 6404 Netwood Circle, Dallas, Texas, 75252. Is there anything else you need help with today?
Yeah, is there anything you can do for my water heater? I have a tankless water heater.
EV's Heating Cooling specializes in HVAC services and does not handle water heater issues. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
I think that's it. Who's the technician that's going to be coming out?
The specific technician details will be provided closer to your appointment time. Is there anything else you might need help with?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for calling EV's Heating Cooling. Have a great day. Goodbye.
So as you can see, it went through and booked an appointment with me, tried to keep me on track too. When I tried to get it off track, I asked it, and another time that I did it, I also asked it, like, who's going to win the football game on Friday? Well, I'm sorry. We specialize in HVAC. We don't specialize in football. Can't really help you out. And so this is something that was in beta last week, and just like AI is moving fast, so is Workies, and it's actually live now. People can use this system. And so right here, you can see I took a picture of it inside of Workies because it was the 20th that I did this. And you can see where the agent's talking, where I'm talking, gives me a summary of the call. Also, if I click down here, it would give me the transcript, and then it gave me job details as well and put it on the calendar. It doesn't do the dispatching, and so it wasn't going to automatically assign a tech. That is something that you guys are working on, or is a potential thing based on areas that they are at?
Yeah, definitely. So we do factor in, just to provide some clarification, like there are now settings you can go in and provide custom responses and like be able to answer more difficult questions, just kind of guide her into how you want her to respond. And it's interesting you brought up that football thing, because I had asked her back in September when it was still under its earliest beta stages, when does the football season start? And she was like, it appears as though football season is starting on September, I think it was the 8th or the 9th, whatever. And she was like, but for more information, please check your official NFL.com listing. So, I mean, it's pretty great, but we want you to be able to customize how she responds. Now, to your question, though, about like doing the auto dispatching, one thing you would never have to worry about, and this is all based off of how I had things configured, if you leave your schedule wide open, you will get a lot more booking options, okay? So if you're going in there and closing things off, which is all very customizable through Workies, then you're going to get some limited times available. Because one thing that we try to get our customers thinking about is that not all leads turn into jobs. So we're not trying to actually put that onto the calendar for someone unless we have verified that it is actually a real job. So we are looking at some more advanced auto dispatching after it has already been determined that it's real. In this case, because it was answered by Jessica, our genius answering agent, we should know that that is going to be a job. They're going out there to run a service call. I would even add programming to state, there is a $110 diagnostic trip fee. Okay. So you can get her to start explaining things like that to people, because not everybody's going to go out and diagnose a system for free. Right. So a lot of things coming, many customizations available to you. But, we were talking to a customer just, I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago, that told me when he was using this as a beta tester for us, his first month, he acquired an additional $7,000 in service calls that he would have typically missed out on in the past because he didn't have anyone answering his phone after hours.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful.
So then that's built into Workies. It's something that you can do. I have another one here, Zyra. This is somebody who works with a bunch of different call answering. They have a ton of home service experience. And so it's very similar as well. You can see this right here.
It's a great day at Plumbing and Drains. Thank you for calling. All of our team members are busy at the moment, but I'm a representative and I can do things like answer questions and book appointments. Please let me know how I can help.
Book appointment.
Great. Can I have your name, please?
Natalie.
Nice to meet you, Natalie. What service do you need an appointment for?
Faucet replacement.
So as you can see, it sounds very, very natural now. And so as we continue to get deeper into it, AI is going to be able to take over a lot of that. We use it mainly for if your CSR team is not able to answer calls, after hours calls, because like LSAs, they really want you to be answering those within 30 seconds. Even in your Google Business Profile, it does see if you are answering the phone call. And so they want to make sure that you're taking care of the customers that they're sending you as well. So those AI tools are really cool on what you can do with them. Here's the ChatGPT prompts. You can scan this right here. There's some for operations and marketing, some of the ones that I went over earlier. So that'll take you directly to the marketing timeline. Let's see, what's the timeline for this tool to be in place full time?
It's already in place full time right now. We're just making it better every single day. So it's literally only been available for about a week now.
And then with Zyra as well, you could have it answer all the time. I don't recommend it. I don't know when it's going to take over to where people are just 100% comfortable with having those conversations as far as AI taking over the CSR role. I don't see it happening anytime soon, especially in rural locations. Rural locations, it doesn't work as well, but it works a lot better than not answering your phone call, having those, because it sounds so natural. There's also ones that you'll listen to and people don't even know they were talking to an AI agent. So that's something, as you continue to work on it and it gets deeper in, you'll be able to not even know what you're talking to. And it's kind of scary, just how good it's getting.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. You know, what we typically recommend to people is like, all right, well, number one, if you're not answering your phone, that's a bad thing, right? You don't have an answering service set up. That's a bad thing, right? You're missing calls. So use the AI, right? Like the AI is going to at least give you a saving chance to win that business instead of your customer calling somebody else, right? Before we had Genius Answering, I used to just push people to create automations with Workies. If a call is missed, send a text message to the customer telling them, you know, please book with us online. So that was an amazing option. But now we've got somebody that'll answer the phone for you.
Yeah, so those are a couple different options that out there. The one was second that was second answered a little bit quicker, just due to how much it's been trained. And so that's where it's continuing to get trained. The Genius Answering is going to continue to speed up and get even better.
Yeah, and
Brandon,
my demo account. My demo account has not been trained very much. I've only gone in there and given it little bits and pieces.
And so that's something that you do when you onboard with any of them as you go through and demo it. Brandon asks, is there an additional cost?
There is an additional cost for Workies Genius Answering. So it depends on if you're already subscribed to our communications platform. But I can tell you, based off of the last numbers that I reviewed, if you have just our basic essentials phone plan with Genius Answering turned on, that's going to cost approximately $200 a month. And I know for a fact you can shop around, look for answering services. Most answering services are going to cost you substantially more than that. Not to mention the fact that beyond whatever monthly fee they're charging you, they're also charging you by the minute for how long those calls last.
Yep. And then one other thing that I forgot to talk about earlier, when it comes to marketing to not just your current customers, but also customers around them. So the person that is most likely to purchase from your company is within a 5-mile radius. And really, you can go the 5 neighbors next door to your customer, left and right and across the street. And so setting up automations like through MailShark, where they have the radius. One of the best ways to find new customers is targeting the same neighborhood as your recent customer. You can set up automations so that it takes your most recent job through Zapier, send it over, and send out postcard magnets to your neighbors as well. One other thing that I like to do in a service business that I have is we do handwritten cards to the neighbors. So as we go to put on a new roof in a neighborhood, we go out to the 15 local neighbors. Next to it, we have handwritten cards that say, "Hey, sorry for the mess. We're installing a roof on this day, and we're sorry to be an inconvenience. If would you like your roof checked out while we're in the area? Feel free to reach out to us. There's a QR code on there as well that they can scan. You can schedule an appointment, and we'll have somebody come by so that way we can get more people in the neighborhood. I also like to put out A-frames outside of the truck. So you know how like AT&T or anybody would put out the orange cones? We put out A-frames next to it that have a QR code and our phone number on it. Says free inspections while we're in the neighborhood today. Something that I recommend everybody do no matter what kind of service you're doing, because it's a free advertisement for that neighborhood where somebody's already working with you. You can do the same thing with retention of sending one-of-a-kind postcards directly to your customers, and mail still does work. So just something else where you can set it up as an automation that comes from what's happening with your customer. You can send it. I also know somebody who has an automation with an HVAC company set up. And what they've set up is they set it up so that if you spend over $5,000 with them, so essentially if you do a new install, what it does is the automation triggers to a local massage parlor or local massage company that they work with. And they say, their team reaches out and they say, "Hey, thanks for working with us. You actually got a free massage. If you would like us to send Soothe, I think is the company, where they send them to the house and they go do the massage for them. And if massage isn't your way, because they're all about clean and tidy, or what is it? Clean and feeling good. And if you're not into getting a massage, we'll also send your car to go get it detailed. So if they spend over $5,000 with them, they're getting a handwritten note and they're getting either a massage or they're getting their car detailed, and they'll come detail. They have a detail company that they work with. It's all through automations through Zapier. It pushes it over to them and says, "Hey, book this customer, reach out to them on behalf of us," saying that they've got a free auto detail. It's a really cool automation that you can set up, and it's just based on if somebody spends $5,000 or more with them, and now you're really building an experience with that customer that, hey, they really do care about me. So that's where automations get really cool on what you can do. If you don't have GPT, you can scan the link here. You can also go to this short link here as well. If you want to sign up for ChatGPT, I get nothing from this. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. It just makes it easy for people to sign up. I recommend downloading the app on your phone so that way you can just use it on a normal basis. My wife used to call me a Google fiend because I would always Google everything. And now she's like, "You pull out ChatGPT for any question that I have. I want to make sure that I can find the answer quickly." And I found that it answers it quicker for me. So that's where we're going to see some shift in search as well, going to these answer engines.
Danny, have you used the audio interface with it on your phone?
Yep. I'll just talk to it.
I got into a hypothetical conversation with it about the Muffin Man last weekend. I asked him if he knew the Muffin Man, and he said, yes, of course, he lives on Drury Lane. And then we had this entire hypothetical conversation about the Muffin Man and what if he decided he didn't want to make muffins anymore. It was the most absurd thing ever.
That's awesome. And then if you want to sign up for a demo for Workies, you can scan right here and fill out the information. And somebody on Edward's team will walk you through a full demo of how it works, and so that you can see all the different automations. And they're very cost effective as far as a CRM goes, because I know some of the bigger ones out there, some of the bills that they get outrageous. And that's one thing that I really like about Workies is based on the price and then all the capabilities that it has. The showing all the automations that I was able to set up, super easy. It is so easy to set those up. And that's one of the things is the simplicity of it. So you can scan this and set up a demo as well for Workies. Some other resources from us, the Ultimate Marketing Checklist for local service contractors. We'll send this out to you if you scan here. We have how to make waves that get your 95 ways to get best local leads. And then this one over here is going to be a 7-day course that takes about 20 minutes a day on how to optimize your Google Business Profile. And it's all sent through email. So those are just a few different resources that we have for you. But yeah, using those optimizations, using AI to be able to really get in front of your past customers, to me, it's super important. A lot of people, you have a ton of business that's just sitting there of people that if they haven't worked with you in 3 years, they're not your customer anymore. They might reach out, but most of the time, if you look at how often people have to call for a service, if it's 5 years, they might not even live in that house anymore. And we find that out as we go back through and really work through that data. So it's very important that you're making sure that you're reaching out to the past customers because, yeah, they reach out when they have an issue. But if you can stay in front of them, you can be that person that they're going to reach out to as well.
Hey, Danny, couple of questions just came in. So Cameron was asking, I think referring to your marketing checklist, how well would that work for cleaning and restoration? And then I wanted to take Deborah's question real quick. If Workies integrates with Service Titan. So just for clarification, we are an alternative to Service Titan. So Service Titan is a field service management platform. So is Workies. We just typically cost a lot less. And, in most cases, our customers can be up and running with us within as little as 3 to 4 weeks. And, Service Titan can be quite a bit more challenging to learn. Great platform, but it's not for everybody. So we're an alternative to Service Titan.
As far as how well would it work for cleaning and restoration, if you're referring to the checklist, it will absolutely work for it. It is based on local businesses and how to show up. Same thing with the GPT platform and all of the local leads because it's a local business. We actually work with a couple of restoration companies as well. I was actually talking with one yesterday. One of our customers has been on with us for a while, talking about water extraction and water damage because that's mainly what they go after because they're high ticket value things. So it'll absolutely work for that.
Awesome.
Does anybody have any other questions that I can answer? Be happy to answer any questions that you have. We got a couple minutes left.
Don't be bashful. Somebody might be thinking the same question. Looks like we got one more question coming in right now. Well, maybe not. All right. If you need, though, you can definitely feel free to reach out to me directly with any questions that you might have. There's my email address.
I just pulled it up, Ernest.
And Ernest, can you go back to the screen with the 3 codes? There you go. But guys, we will also send out a copy of this. So if you want to share this with your team, be able to go back and listen at your, convenience. We'd love for you to be able to do that. But want to thank you again so very much for joining us. Wish you and your entire family a very happy Thanksgiving. And we are thankful for you joining us today. So happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. I hope that everybody has a great Thanksgiving. And if you have any questions right here at the end, this is my email, danny@lmh.agency. More than happy to answer any questions for you that you might have about AI automations, how we can get them set up. If you want to have it set up so that it automatically generates review responses, like I showed earlier, we can set that up as well. Like I said, it's very inexpensive for us to set it up for you. That way you don't have to mess with it. So reach out to me, Danny@LMH. And if you have any other questions, let me know. And also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all of that. It's at lmh.agency. and have a
Hey,
great Thanksgiving.
You guys are excited about another holiday webinar, stay tuned. We're going to do something really special for Christmas. So Workies is coming back at you here in just a few more weeks, okay? Happy holidays, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, Ed.